Hey everyone, Travis Avila with Landmark Real Estate Group. Are interest rates finally dropping? That's a big question on a lot of people's minds right now, especially if you're thinking about buying or selling a home here in San Luis Obispo County. The good news is that mortgage rates are currently at their lowest point so far this year, hovering around 6.5%. But what does that really mean for you, and where could things go from here? Let's break it down. Right now, we're seeing interest rates at about 6.5%. Now, that's a relief compared to the highs we saw last year, and it's definitely helping some buyers re-enter the market. A lower rate can mean hundreds of dollars saved per month on a mortgage, which makes a big difference in affordability here on the Central Coast. But before you get too excited, it's important to remember that rates are still relatively high compared to the super low 3% rates we saw a few years back. So while this is a low for 2025 so far, it's not necessarily low in the big picture. So what actually makes interest rates move? Well, it comes down to a few key factors. Number one, inflation. When inflation is high, interest rates usually go up. The Federal Reserve tries to keep inflation in check, and rising rates is one of their main tools. Number two, the economy. If the economy is growing really quickly, rates can rise because lenders expect higher demand for money. On the flip side, if the economy slows down, rates may come down to encourage borrowing and investment. Number three, Federal Reserve policy. The Fed doesn't set mortgage rates directly, but their decisions heavily influence them. So when the Fed signals it's done raising rates or even considering cuts, mortgage rates tend to follow. And four, investor demand. Mortgage rates are tied to the bond market. So if investors feel confident and buy U.S. Treasury bonds, mortgage rates often drop. If investors get nervous and pull back, rates can rise. So what does this mean if you're a buyer or seller in San Luis Obispo County? It means we can't predict the future, but we can watch the indicators. If inflation keeps cooling and the economy slows a bit, we could see rates move down further. If inflation picks back up or the Fed decides to hold rates higher for longer, rates could climb again. For buyers, that means that if you find a home you love and the payment works at today's rates, it might be smart to move forward rather than wait for the perfect rate. You can always refinance later if rates drop. And for sellers, more buyers are coming back into the market at this 6.5% range, which could boost demand for your home. In short, yes, rates are at their lowest point this year, and that's good news. But the direction they go depends on bigger economic forces that nobody can predict with certainty. The best thing for you to do is stay informed and run the numbers for your own situation. And if you'd like to talk through what today's market looks like for you here in San Luis Obispo County, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help. Thanks so much for watching.